scenario they have advanced at this point is to use mechanized equipment to go down to what we call the berm of area, which in essence is a dam that holds back waters in the lagoon to keep them from running into the ocean. And they want to lower that berm by approximately 1.5 feet so that all of the water in this area, the lagoon, the drainages, the wetlands itself, would all have substantially less water. In fact, the amount of acres of wetlands in the Ormond Beach Wetlands Restoration Project would be diminished by hundreds of acres as a result of this project.
That's amazing. As a matter of fact, speaking of equipment, there's a piece of heavy equipment on the dunes right now next to the wetlands, and I don't know if they're authorized to be out there. Let's take a look at that. Tell us what type of equipment that is, Al, and what you think they're doing out there, and whether or not that's permitted activity or something that's perhaps preemptive.
Well, there shouldn't be equipment out there. At the very least, should be someone from the California Department of Fish and Game to show them where they should be and where they shouldn't be. Today is April 5th, and the nesting season for snowy plovers started about a month ago. So they could potentially be driving over nests of snowy plovers at this very time. So you may be filming an actual violation of the Federal Endangered Species Act, the State Endangered Species Act. They should have a coastal development permit to be driving a piece of equipment like that on the beach, and a number of other permits. So I guess that gives us another job to do, to try to track down who it is and what they're doing down there.
Okay, he's coming right in to be even closer here. Perhaps we can find out exactly what type of equipment it is. It looks like a backhoe of some sort. Perhaps they're doing some dredging of the channel already, of the lagoon. Maybe they're already breaking down the berms.
Well, they really shouldn't be. In fact, that piece of equipment really shouldn't be operating on the beach, period, at this time of the year. Most of the permits that are given have restrictions that keep you out of sensitive areas, essentially from March through September, sometimes October. So I don't know why they would be there.
So getting back to the widening project of the J Street Canal and the Ormond Beach wetlands, you're saying they would be lowering the berm and allowing for the breaching of the lagoon into the ocean in the event of a flooding event. Now that also introduces saltwater intrusion into a freshwater lagoon, is that correct?
Yes, it actually brings forward a number of issues, because there's an endangered fish, the tidewater goby, that resides in the lagoon. And during the season where they might be depositing eggs and having them fertilized, tidewater gobies are really dependent upon the salinity of the water, the temperature of the water, and how far below the surface the substrate is that they would like to nest in. So they have to have all three of those factors in the right combination in order to be able to reproduce. So of course we're concerned that by breaching the berm and lowering the water in the lagoon, you end up having colder, saltier water, which is at a different height. So each of those three factors become compromised and possibly preventing tidewater gobies from reproducing in the lagoon area. So we're looking at a piece of machinery that's actually on the Port Hueneme side of the boundary here. and we don't really know what they're doing. But that's a piece of equipment with a scoop that's similar to what the Watershed Protection District envisions using to open a channel from the lagoon to the ocean, which would have the effect of draining the lagoon in less than an hour. So we're somewhat interested in what's happening there today. Okay, you're looking at what I call Halico Mountain, which is a residue from metals recycling. And the hill itself is 750,000 cubic yards. Environmental Protection Agency has found that it includes many heavy metals: mercury, lead, zinc, copper, and in their tests they also found that there were radioactive materials including thorium and radium and possibly some more serious isotopes. And they're still working on trying to find out exactly how much of that material is in the pile, where it's located, so that they can come up with a plan for possibly moving the pile or treating it somehow. The Halico Mountain is right next to the Ormond Beach wetlands, and there was sloughing off of material from the pile into the wetlands itself. So EPA has done a number of tests that found that the lagoon area has been contaminated, and they're still studying that issue.
What have they found in the study so far?
Well, the study so far is that waters in the lagoon seem to be recovering because, one, the Halico recycling operation is no longer functioning, but there's still contamination on the floor of the lagoon that continues to affect some of the levels of toxins in the water here. One of the main concerns of local residents is there is an effect on wildlife. There are issues regarding how wildlife is coping with toxins from this area. Ormond Beach Observers has had the mission of protecting sensitive habitat area and endangered species for over 22 years. During that time, we've had many victories. We've had a few setbacks as well. We really need your help. If you're interested in helping us, you can send your donations, care of Ormond Beach Observers, to Post Office Box 1210, Port Hueneme, California, 93044. Thank you very much.